Okay, so we are having this couple who we adore. They are courting and we try to get together with them on a regular basis. So they're coming over for dinner tonight, so I just made some Mississippi roast. She is precious and kind of practicing some domestic skills. So she's bringing a rosemary sourdough loaf. I've got some smashed potatoes here. Some Brussels finishing off in the oven. I also made a strawberry pretzel salad for dessert. Oh, they must be here now. But it's in the fridge, so I can't grab it right now. In the garage fridge. It is Monday night, which means that we eat in shifts. So John had to work pretty late tonight. So I actually fed the younger kids after they got back from karate, and then saved dinner to eat with John, and then Bella will get home at 9:30. This is the night where she leaves the house at 5:30 and gets back at 9:30 from dance, and so she prefers to eat after, so she does a heavy protein snack, almost like a first dinner before she leaves, and then eats when she gets back. So I like tostadas because you can just, turn the oven on and pop some more shells in the oven, and then just everyone can assemble their toppings. So I seasoned up some beans, and then I've just kept those warm on the stove all night as I've made tostadas for each person. Pop these in the oven to melt the cheese, and then I've just got some toppings here. So I'll put this recipe below. This is a 5-minute pickled red onion recipe. And then I just made some guac, which my boy is already half killed here. There's enough left for John and Bella and I, and that's it, no leftovers. Some limes, tomato, greens, and cilantro, and that's it. So just a really simple, quick, and easy to eat in shifts tonight. Mondays are our tough night, so that's dinner tonight. You want to eat again?
Yeah.
All right, it's spaghetti night. It wasn't supposed to be spaghetti night. I have risotto that I need to make, but John is working later than expected tonight, and I don't want to make risotto and then heat it up for him later. I'm only making it because he wants it, or he'll like it. My kids would much prefer spaghetti, so I made spaghetti tonight, double batch. So listen, I use jarred spaghetti sauce. That is my favorite. This one is my favorite one, and I doubled it. Yes, it's very simple to dump a jar of sauce in some browned meat, but it's even more simple to have it frozen with the meat already cooked in a Ziploc bag. I like freezing it in a Ziploc bag flat so that it can thaw out really quickly if we need to just reheat a quick dinner. And then I always keep extra boxes of whole wheat spaghetti in the house. So it's nice to have that totally ready to go if we need to have a quick dinner. So spaghetti, I'm gonna make a salad, and then I'll reheat it all later when John gets home, because there's no way, with the way the baby's been today, that I'm gonna be able to eat right now with the kids. So serving the kids, and then I'll eat. Okay, it's Pizza Friday. This has been a bit of a disorganized filming week. So yesterday's church night, we just had spaghetti leftovers. I've had a couple of other things on the menu that are gonna just have to be made on the weekend instead. Because yeah, busy day Thursday, just had to heat up leftovers. And then Tuesday was Valentine's Day. So between, let's see, what did we have on Monday for dinner? The tostadas. Yeah, we had tostadas Monday, we had spaghetti Wednesday. So in between on Tuesday was Valentine's Day. And our family's tradition is the boys cook for the girls, some steak. Usually, yeah, Josie, you missed it. And then the girls bake. So the boys did, what did you guys do? You did steak, you did some
ribeyes, baked potatoes, and an Old Bay shrimp boil.
Yeah, and then salad, some dip. It was really good. And then the girls, Josephine, we did chocolate covered strawberries. It was a busy day. But Bella made Magnolia table lemon bars from scratch. Josephine, Hope, good gracious. So anyway, it was a really fun night, and I just only have pictures. But now it's Friday, Pizza Friday. Did some homemade pizza crust here. Got peppers and onion kind of pizza. A pepperoni and cheese for the kids. We did some oven baked wings. I just did the honey barbecue sauce tonight instead of buffalo sauce, and a salad. So that's what we've got going on tonight. Okay, dinner tonight is, we have some sausage and kale risotto. It's got some Parmesan in there. It's really yummy. I will link the recipe down below. And then we have finally gotten a positive result with our sourdough. So this is the second loaf. So we've got some sourdough on the side, and then little Miss Josie is starting to eat little bits of dinner with us now. So she's got her own little mini bowl of risotto there as well. So that is what we're having tonight, and we probably will have, thinking we're probably gonna have enough for leftovers tomorrow, depending. Okay, dinner tonight is chicken and dumplings. This is, it's looking a little clumpy right now, although it's not. I think the dumplings are just starting to clump together because they've been sitting for a bit. But this is the magnolia recipe. I stole Bella's cookbook for the day. Wrote down a few of the recipes. And I did it with, in the cookbook you have the option of using canned biscuit dough or homemade, so I used her homemade recipe for that. And then we had a salad kit that was about to expire, so I used that up. Then we also had some carrots that were on their last couple of days, so I just did some butter glazed carrots, not honey glazed, even though that's what I wanted to make, but I wanted the baby to be able to eat some of these too. So that's dinner tonight: chicken and dumplings, salad, and carrots. Okay, dinner tonight is, I don't remember what this is called, but it's from the Magnolia cookbook, and it is a cheeseburger made with Gruyere cheese, but then I made this jam that she had in the cookbook, although I didn't have, I can't remember what it's called, some kind of pork. So I just made it with bacon. So it's like a bacon and tomato jam on top of this with a homemade garlic butter seared bun, super yummy, and arugula. And then we've got baked potatoes, which are Eli's favorite and his request.
They're my favorite too.
They're your favorite too? Okay, and a salad. So, and then we might have cookies tonight. I've got my dough in the refrigerator and we will see. So, looks yummy. Right, guys?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I did make the cookies. These are the Farmhouse on Boone sourdough discard oatmeal cookies. I use chocolate chips instead of raisins. And I've got a lot of sourdough discard to work with because we're learning sourdough over here, so that means we're like baking every other day. Speaking of, across the counter, we've got 2 loaves getting ready to be shaped a second time and put in the bannetons for the night. So that's for dinner tomorrow night. We're having BLTs. That is my current plan, but we'll see how those loaves turn out. All right, so yes, we did have dessert tonight. These are very yummy. They're almost like muffin tops. They're very crispy on the outside, but very soft inside. So if you've ever been to Panera and had like the muffin tops, actually, is that what they're called?
Muffin top.
Muffin top? Muffies. Okay, yeah. I'm like, muffin top is not, that's what they call like a waist on you. I give you muffin top because they're so good. Anyway, yes, if you've ever had the Muffies from Panera, that's what they remind me of. But
Oh yeah.
oh man, who made me an influencer? Look at these loaves. I feel like this was my most successful round yet. Look at how puffy that is. I've not had a sourdough loaf rise this much when it's baked. So I've been following Ballerina Farms recipes, although like discard recipes, I've been following Farmhouse on Boone. And I want to try Farmhouse on Boone's recipe, but I just kind of wanted to stick to one and like figure it out, troubleshoot it. I know it can be so, like, each sourdough recipe is pretty personal, I feel like, for each person and their climate and everything. So I've been following Ballerina Farms recipe. The thing that I've done differently is, one, I bulk ferment it on the counter instead of in the fridge. And so it takes like 4 to 5 hours for me. And then I cold proof it overnight. She cold proofs it for an hour to 2 hours. Last night I put it in the bannetons in the refrigerator and then baked it this morning, and it was the best decision. I feel like the scoring worked way better. It rose more, and it feels lighter. It feels like it's a little crustier on the outside, but then it's a little lighter inside. So it's actually been, yeah, it's very crusty outside, and then it's very like light and airy inside from what I can tell, versus being a little more dense when I baked it right away. So I'm pretty excited. And my starter has just gotten to the point where it doubles in like 4 to 6 hours instead of like 18, which I think is why the last couple of batches of sourdough have been better. And initially when I was first starting it, I think my starter was just too young. I did try to bake after 2 weeks with it, but it was just very dense and nothing really rose well. And then now we're like 4 weeks in. We tried this back in the fall, but I had to restart it because we went away and I just wasn't ready to store it. So we kind of started fresh in January, and now I feel like it's like really easy to predict and figure out, and I have a good system with baking and stuff. So yes, we are gonna have BLTs tonight. I'm gonna make some pimento cheese because John likes to take pimento for like cucumbers and crackers and pimento for lunch some days. And so I'm gonna do a batch of that, and we'll have BLTs with pimento for those who want it on the sourdough tonight, because it is a dance and church night and solo practice for dance day. So we're like in and out, in and out, in and out. And then right now, do you even care? Story time. Sorry. Right now, I've not been going to service with the baby on Thursday nights because the kids like to play on the playground after with John. And, you know, we serve in youth groups, so we can be pretty riled up and like very active talking to people until like 10. And so we get home really late. And so I texted the youth pastor a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I just think I need a couple of months to be home with the baby. I'm not ready to put her in the nursery yet. She's a little young for me to go in there. It's a little overwhelming, especially in the evening time. So I've been staying home. I've been going from dance, dropping the kids off to John at the church, and then coming home. Because I have to leave so early for dance, they eat without me, and then I get home and eat. So we kind of eat in shifts. Anyway, was that necessary? No, but that has made our Thursdays even more complicated with needing a quick dinner. So usually Thursdays are like, let me show you. These two items happen to be my go-to on Thursdays. So either this coconut curry over brown rice, like minute brown rice with some chicken, obviously. This is so yummy and really good ingredients. Or this red pepper and tomato soup with grilled cheese. Those have been my quick Thursday night dinners. Because again, like sometimes John has to cook it, or sometimes I have to cook it earlier and he has to heat it up. So things like this just take the prep work out. So it's a very convenience food night. But BLTs might work out really well for us to add to the rotation as well. Okay, so we've got BLTs set up and I am so excited. This was definitely my best loaf yet. Okay. Bella made the pimento cheese for us. So if anyone wants pimento on their BLT, we've got that going on. We've got some arugula, tomato, the sourdough, the bacon. I'm gonna head out to dance, so everyone else is gonna eat. I just set it up like a little buffet here, a little build your own. John, if you want some of that drip jam from yesterday, it's in the garage fridge if you guys want to add that to your sandwiches. I forgot about that. And then I'm going to eat when I get home, because I'm just coming home with the baby after instead of going to church tonight. So that's dinner for my fam. Dinner tonight is not home. We are going to racing. We're gonna go to our Awana Grand Prix, and we have dinner at the church tonight. So Friday night, instead of pizza night, we're having a burger and hot dog night, I'm pretty sure.
Burger and hot dog.
Yep. I almost forgot to film this, but the car's already loaded up with people and I need to get going. But John is helping my dad with some construction work over at his house, getting ready for a home inspection kind of a thing. And so my mom and I just decided to make it like a big family dinner tonight. She's doing a ham. So I made this creamy oven baked mac and cheese. I'll link the recipe below, but I've also shown it to you guys before. It's a really good one. It's got cheddar and Gruyere in it. It's super yummy and creamy. And then I'm also just bringing a couple of avocado ranch salad kits from Target. Their salad kits are super yummy. So I've already got that loaded up in the car. So this is done and I'm heading on over to my parents' house. All right, dinner tonight is a quick one. We've got people in and out for activities tonight. So then that left me with like maybe 25 minutes or so to cook. So I've got that coconut curry, that korma sauce I showed you the other day. I just did 2 pounds of chicken, used that sauce. I just did some quick brown rice, and then I've got some frozen veggies back there, just some peas tonight. That's what I had in the freezer. And it's a quick dinner that came together in about 15 minutes. Okay, excuse the background noise. John is doing a workout right now with Annie. It's actually really cute. She's tagging along with him. And I'm cooking dinner. You guys know the drill. Boys are at karate, about to be home. I'm about to take Bella to dance. So we're eating in shifts again. It's spring, so it's competition season for both of my girls. And there's extra practices for my boys because they've got all sorts of different tests coming up in karate and judo and weapons and jujitsu and blah, blah. So every day is you know, I try to get as many of us to sit at the table together as possible, and tonight's a night where we have 15 minutes to all eat together, so timing is everything. So I made this at like 4:45 and then just stuck it in the oven right at the right time. Boys will be home in like 5 minutes. So this is the Farmhouse on Boone skillet meal. Now this was one that I have a little group text. A couple of my girlfriends and I are all kind of doing sourdough at the same time, all because our daughters put us up to it. It's been very sweet to have these like mother-daughter learning things together, domestic art learning together. But both of my friends texted me or talked to me on the same day separately from that group chat talking about this skillet meal, and so I was like, well, I guess I better make it because they both said it to me on the same day. So I just sent them a picture like, I made it, girls, because one of my girlfriends, Katie, she made this a couple of nights ago and it looked delicious. So I actually like it because you can just kind of use up whatever you have in your fridge, which is really cool. So I made this skillet meal. It's got like peppers and onions and ground beef and corn. I had some corn in the freezer, and then you use like your sourdough starter. I actually started a second starter last night because it used more than I typically have in one starter, so I started a little second starter for it so that I could make it tonight. And then you put like eggs in the starter, like basil, a couple of other ingredients, and then spread it on top and then put cheese. So it's almost like a little sourdough pot pie kind of thing going on, but it looks really yummy. And she said it was delicious and going on their weekly rotation. My friend Katie did. My other friend Hannah is gonna make it this week, I guess, but she thought it looked really good. So that's what I've got over here. And then I went to a grocery store yesterday. There's a store that's really pricey in our town that I just avoid at all costs, but they have really good meat specials sometimes. So I ran in there for some meat, and they had some fruit on sale as well for a good price. So I got a bunch of fruit and meat yesterday, so I'm trying to use up the other stuff that I already had. So I had like some strawberries, blueberries, and grapes to use up. So I just made a fruit salad on the side. And another funny story, I have another friend, Carrie, who found an amazing, why am I saying everyone's names? This is weird. But I have another friend, it's because there's so much noise going on right now, I'm trying to keep it all straight in my own head. But she went to the grocery store and found like a flat of organic blueberries for the best price ever. So she showed up the other day with cauliflower and blueberries. So I've got to use up what's in my fridge because I have tons of fresh sale items now in my refrigerator. So fruit salad, Farmhouse on Boone's skillet, sourdough skillet. That's what's for dinner tonight, and I'm really excited to try this. While I was making this, I made a couple of cheddar jalapeno sourdough loaves that have been on my to-do list for a while as well, because we're gonna have some. We had ham at my mom's house the other night. There was like a gap here in the video, I think, or no, I made mac and cheese for it. So we had ham at my mom's the other night, and I want to use it up. So I was like, finally I can make this cheddar jalapeno loaf that I've been wanting to make, because I feel like that'll go well together with a salad. So that's what's coming up tomorrow if they turn out well, but I do think they turned out well, so we'll see. Okay, I am, this is a night where I have dinner ready early because we have church tonight, dance. I was gonna make, so I made this soup, or this is not soup. I made this bread. This is how that cheddar jalapeno loaf turned out. It actually turned out really pretty. I always see people score it in a circle, and I don't usually love it, but I was like, this is a good one to try it for because it seemed like it was really gonna rise, and so I'm glad I did, because I did like a swirl pattern. You guys don't care, whatever. Okay, so here's the bread, and then I went ahead and did ham, the leftover ham, and again, we just still have some fruit to use up. And I mentioned I think last week that usually Thursday nights are quick. We usually do like chicken curry or that tomato soup. And I was gonna actually do the tomato soup with this if I didn't have the leftover ham. But I had this ham and we're having people over tomorrow for lunch, and I'm probably just gonna serve that soup to the adults. So I went ahead and used up the ham tonight. So that's dinner. John's actually gonna cut this. I have to take Annie to dance, and then when I get back, I'll eat. So can't see the inside of this bread yet, but I want him to see how pretty it looks before I slice it up. And he got held over at work. So typically we eat together early and then I go off to dance and then we all meet at church. But tonight he's gonna have to eat with the kids. It's all ready now. I have to get ready to get out the door. So they'll all eat and then I'll eat by myself after. So that is dinner tonight. Jalapenos, cheddar, sourdough, some leftover ham, and some fruit. I actually had a salad kit and the bag looked funky to me, and I was like, did one of us open it on accident? Because like it was open a bit at the corner, and then I opened it up, dumped it all out. It was like a sunflower bacon salad kit or something like that from Walmart, and or sunflower crunch salad kit, and the packet that has like the bacon and the sunflower seeds and the dressing was taken out of it. So somebody opened it up in the store and just took that. Super gross. So I had to toss it. But thankfully we had all this extra fruit to use up.